have a voice file as a response to a case I found under the court that was presided over by Justice Berger. And this case was about a member of Congress that had petitioned an individual judge in an extraordinary proceeding in order to get the judge to assist in providing an injunction against the president to bomb Cambodia. One of the things that is said that is in an actual video that I'm going to provide a link here, I've already done an explication of this real time for YouTube, so you can reference that, is that the legitimacy of judgments and presidings of the Supreme Court of the United States necessitated that the justices meet in person, on site. This was part of the official formal opinion. It's the formal opinion that's on the record now. I believe that there is a very significant burden of proof on the Supreme Court of the United States that any case that they have released an opinion on or allowed to be teleconferenced in since the beginning of this COVID-19 pandemic is lacking in actual authority, even under the terms of the Supreme Court of the United States. If there was a formal process whereby the Supreme Court of the United States engaged in a manner of recapitulating or reformulating official policy for the manner in which to constitute the legitimacy and the authority of the full court of the United States of America, the full Supreme Court of the United States of America. To this time, I have not been made aware of what it was. And I believe that every case that has been done since the announcement of the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, and every opinion that has been released and every consideration that has been made as part of teleconferencing or without actual formal meeting of the court on site is unconstitutional. It lacks any constitutional authority. And I believe that all of those opinions need to be reassessed. Now, is this a big deal? I believe it is. I believe we have almost an entire session of the Supreme Court's worth of opinions that lack any actual constitutional authority. And in the process, what has also happened is a variety of digital accounts have been hooked up on those opinions, and the manners in which those digital accounts have been used have been part and parcel with significant and severe fraud that has been occurring within the judicial branch, but also via the judicial branch in other manners, including in manners that have created and have promulgated a form of electronic warfare that is unacceptable. I did not have anyone to say this to, but when I saw the schedule for the Supreme Court of the United States last autumn for the October and November sessions, I said to myself, I cannot read this. I saw just from the schedule my concern that what was happening was a form of intangible financing for significant events that could constitute national security threats or international security threats. And I contend that the manner in which cases were scheduled for last autumn was intentionally done in a way that was beyond the jurisdiction even of the Supreme Court of the United States. There would have had to have been other factors that would have had to have been engaged in order to make what they did last autumn safe. I also know that this was a new time frame for the Supreme Court in terms of having an electronic filing process, and so that this is something that needs to be considered. And it's something that I had even attempted to bring up in my effort at a first petition to the Supreme Court of the United States, because I filed my first petition prior to the electronic filing process being made available for the Supreme Court of the United States. But as the video link that I will provide explicates, I believe that the Supreme Court of the United States itself lacked the constitutional authority to engage in the kinds of remote proceedings that it did in this session for 2020, and that their opinions and the judgments that are a result of those activities lack any actual constitutional authority. And so there needs to be a process engaged for understanding that profundity, and there must be some manner in which the Supreme Court can demonstrate it does have the authority to take responsibility for that and move immediately to reestablish their authority.